Hi, my name is Aubrey Allen, and today I'm here to tell you about the different presentation styles and provide examples to help you better understand the characteristics and differences of each style. Just as we categorize people based on their personalities, we can categorize presenters into their presentation styles. The four styles are categorized by colors: yellow, green, blue, and red. While each color has a distinct characteristic, most presenters fall under more than one color. This gives each and every presenter an advantage, and thus makes each and every presentation much more interesting. Upon taking the color presentation quiz in our Journalism 150 class, I discovered that my presentation style falls under the yellow and green categories. The questions on the quiz ranged from personality questions to questions that required you to think on your toes. In order to help you better understand the characteristics of the various colors, I've decided to compare each of the Stranger Things characters to the colors I believe they match based on their characteristics. If you haven't seen the show, don't worry. For my first presentation, I've chose broad examples that have shown these definitive characteristics. If you have seen the show, I hope my examples give you a better idea of the colors in action. And one last disclaimer, I can promise you that there will be no spoilers. Nobody wants to ruin a good thing. Let's begin with our main character, Will Byers. Will is introduced in the show as a very sweet and quiet kid. As the show continues, you learn that he is a steward of society and does not like to burden others with his problems. Will is also very caring, trustworthy, and able to roll with the punches. For these reasons, I have characterized Will as a yellow presenter. Some challenges that come with being a yellow presenter include being uncomfortable with disruption and that it is difficult for these presenters to take feedback. Will exemplifies this through his calm and non-confrontational personality. Another challenge for these presenters is that they tend to stay inside the box when it comes to their presentations. While this isn't always a bad thing, trying something new, whether it be a new structure or style in a presentation, could help make a yellow presenter's presentation more memorable to their audience. Next, we have Mike Wheeler, arguably the ringleader of the Stranger Things characters. Mike shows the characteristics of a natural-born leader as well as enthusiasm in everything he does. In addition to approaching everything head-on, Mike often finds a way to relate to almost anyone in any situation. An example of this relationship would be the way Mike relates to Eleven and how he invites her to become a part of their very close-knit group. These reasons lead me to characterize Mike as a green presenter. Challenges of a green presenter can be easily recognized in Mike's character. Green presenters often lack important details and take rejection personally. When it comes to Mike, he tends to want to make his own plan without considering any constraints. Mike also struggles with being rejected, whether it's by a friend or one of his plans or ideas. Moving on to the fire and sass of the group, we have Lucas Sinclair. Not only is Lucas the backbone of the group, but he is arguably the most analytical. While he tends to be quieter than the other members of the group, he always exudes confidence in himself and his thinking process. For these reasons, I have labeled Lucas as a blue presenter. The challenges of being a blue presenter relate more to the actual delivery of a presentation. For example, blue presenters often find it difficult to incorporate movement into their presentations. In addition to this, blue presenters often lack humanness and warmth. If you can recall a time when Lucas has confronted someone, you know that he is very stern and not always the easiest to talk to. And last, but certainly not least, Dustin Henderson. Dustin is arguably the most spontaneous member of the group based on what he thinks and what he does. In addition to his spontaneous nature, Dustin is easily the best at adapting to new challenges and adjusting his plans to accommodate everyone's needs. Given his overall adaptability, I have labeled Dustin as a red presenter. The challenges that coincide with red presenters are also ones that Dustin, unfortunately, exemplifies throughout the show. These challenges include being sidetracked easily, rarely using data, being too intense, and letting his or her belief system dictate too much of their presentation. Dustin is a very emotional character who can sometimes let his emotions get the best of him in dire situations. While he was able to persevere, in more laid-back situations, it is no secret that Dustin is often subject to distractions and tends to let his own curiosity get the best of him. For my next presentation, I plan on going more in depth and use videos in my examples to show the characteristics of each character. I hope after watching this, you now have a better idea of the different presentation colors and their distinct characteristics. Thank you.